You found the Live Local Marketing Podcast, where business owners share their knowledge about what's working in the market today. No fluff, just their experiences and stories from people who are making it happen. And if authentic, practical marketing resonates with you, be sure to visit livelocalwarmmarketing.com and learn to grow your business on warm marketing referrals. Now, on to the show. Welcome. Thanks for joining us, Live Local Marketing Podcast. Today we're Miss Melinda. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm cold, but I'm alive, and that's all that matters, I guess.
We got hit up a little bit of snow. North Carolina's not great with the snow, are they?
No, we're stuck inside, and I hate it because I don't like that.
No worries. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of background, and then we'll get right into the questions. So Melinda spent years inside top PR agencies, managing campaigns for musicians, celebrities, brands across America, businesses, lifestyle industries. But over time, she realized that clients deserve better. Too many agencies were offering high retainers and empty promises and zero results. So she saw firsthand how clients were overpaying for PR strategies that didn't move the needle, and she knew that she had to do things differently. So she launched Melinda Jackson Public Relations shortly after moving back to Raleigh, North Carolina, with the one goal to help clients grow their business by being an extension of their team. Melinda, are you ready for the questions?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Talk to us about a time that you had a loss and it turned out to be a win.
Oh my gosh. That's PR in a nutshell. I mean, there's so many losses. I'd say the biggest one for me was I got a job at my dream PR agency in Los Angeles, and I was so excited. It's what I had worked for so many years, and it was the worst experience of my life. I was working 24/7, not making a lot of money. I had a very, very toxic boss, and I just went into full-on burnout. And because of that, all the work I was doing was wrong. I was making mistakes every single day, and I just could not get myself out of that hole because my nervous system was so shot. I couldn't keep food down. I couldn't sleep. And I realized that when I was sitting in a car wash and I had my car seat all the way back and I was trying to work on my laptop, that there's an issue here. Like, I can't even take 5 minutes to feel disconnected. There's an issue. So I kept going to HR, kept reporting my boss, kept reporting the conditions. And they said, finally, August 1st, 2016, she hates you. She doesn't want you to work here anymore. We're going to try to find another department for you to go into, but there's no budget right now. So you have to wait until the next quarter. And I was like, I'm good. I'm moving to North Carolina. I'm done. So this dream that I'd been working towards for 7 years, it all fell apart in one day, essentially. So I took the month. I sold everything I could. I freelanced for a couple of people. And on Labor Day 2016, I moved back to North Carolina. I packed up my car and drove all the way across the country from Los Angeles, and immediately got hired at an agency. Hated that. 2 years later, I started my company, and here we are. So I think even though that's not a work, win or lose, that's a career win.
Well, it is a work one because, I mean, you took on your own job and it inspired you to start your own business. So it really was.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right. So talk to us about how you set goals. You seem very driven. How do you set up your goals? How do you follow through with them? What does that process look like?
So I used to set really audacious goals for myself, and I feel like maybe I'm probably a little bit jaded right now, so I'm trying to get back to that. But I just try to think, okay, what would the biggest win look like? And I'm a big manifestation girl. I love to manifest things, and that's really just goals at the end of the day. So I will say, I don't know how I'm going to get there. We will figure it out. We will work towards it every single day. But example, like, this is a silly one I always use. During COVID, I said, I'm going to work for Harry Styles. I am going to work for Harry Styles, to the point where people literally thought I worked for him. And I was like, absolutely not. I wish I do not work for Harry Styles. But through that, I started getting back into music PR, and some of his team started following me. Some of his team started noticing me. I started connecting some of his team with other people. And so just by having that big, crazy, audacious goal that was probably never going to work, I hit so many marks along the way. So I say, make that huge, big goal that maybe is scary and absolutely does not seem like it's ever going to happen, because you will hit some things along the way that will absolutely change the game for you. And they'll still be big wins. That saying where they're like, shoot for the moon, you'll fall amongst the stars, or whatever that cheesy thing is. It's true. Yeah. So So I love to make really big, crazy goals, and just see where it takes me, because forward movement is better than nothing at the end of the day.
So if you make the one big goal, does that mean you chunk the steps that would require you to get that one big goal? Is that how you do it?
I don't, because I
Okay.
will hyperfixate on it. So I am just
Mhm.
like, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out along the way, and you kind of tweak as you go.
Okay. That makes sense too. That's good. So setting up the one big goal and just following through with it and just shooting the moon.
Yeah,
Nice.
because I will hyperfixate and I will just get in my head, and is not good for me mentally. I'm too type A for that, which I realize that's very not type A for me to just be like, we'll figure it out.
Just figure it
But
out.
especially in PR, when it changes every single day and you're meeting different people every single day, you'll
Yeah.
start to see where you're chipping away at it without
Yep.
realizing it.
Got it. That makes complete sense. All right. So let's talk about some of the cold marketing strategies you're using right now that are working, and some warm marketing strategies right now that you're using that are working. A quick break before we get to that next answer, because I know that answer is going to be brilliant, which is why I chose this moment to interrupt. If you love what you're seeing and you want to run your business off of warm marketing and referrals, visit our website, livelocalwarmmarketing.com. It's got valuable resources, office hours, memberships, the book, an array of resources to help you get rid of cold calls, cold leads, door knocking, and run a business you can be proud of through referrals and warm marketing. Now, back to the show.
Okay, so cold and warm is hard for me because I have no idea where I get my clients from. Truly, in terms of growing my business, they just find me.
Let's do
I
it.
don't know.
Nice.
I don't know. I never do cold outreach when it comes to growing my
Okay.
business. I obviously have to do that when it comes to PR for other people's business.
Yeah,
So
yeah, there you go.
the state of PR right now is horrible, because the state of traditional media is horrible. Our The writers that used to work somewhere are no longer employed. They're
Yeah.
creating podcasts or they're writing Substack, so you have to pivot. So I would say like 90% of my PR outreach is cold, and it does work,
Okay.
because if you have a story and you have a message and you know you're being a resource, then they will use you. And then a lot of times in PR, my warm leads just don't have anything that's a good fit for my client at that time. So that's when you got to pivot to the cold and you just figure it out from there. And just truly with PR, the way things are, you have to be on your toes every day and not get discouraged, because every no is getting you closer to a yes, and it's truly a numbers game. I know a lot of publicists will say, do not reach out to a cold lead, try to make everything warm. Who cares? Like
Do whatever. Yeah.
everybody's trying. At the end of the day, if you have something good, it will resonate and it'll be all right. But
So
and then
when
on
you
the
say
business side, go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, on the business side.
Yeah, on the business side, I get warm leads all day, every day. That's mostly where I would say my clients come from.
That was gonna be my question. So you see people
Yeah.
gravitate to you. You just get your clients. Do you do anything special? Like, do you have a certain presence online? Do you have
No,
networking meetings? Like, what do you do? You have to do
no.
something. What do you do?
My social media presence is horrible, in terms of business,
Nice.
because I'm too close to it. I don't know what people care about, and
Yeah.
I don't want to be that cheesy publicist that's like, I can get
Yeah.
you into Forbes, because you can't. Like, you can't promise anyone that.
Yeah.
So I see what I hate, and I don't want to do it. So that makes me almost like completely go the opposite direction.
Okay.
Um, I get a lot of warm leads just from being out in life. I feel like I'm kind of omnipresent. I'm at everything, and
There you go.
I'm everywhere all the time. I also host a female founder networking group here in Raleigh once a month.
Got it.
And I haven't really gotten any clients from that yet, but I mean, we have 400 women that have attended, so they all know I
Whoa.
exist at this point.
Holy smoke. Well, I mean, they may not be buying stuff, but they're friends of friends of friends. Like every person knows 200 people.
Exactly.
So if you got 400
Exactly.
people showing up, you know 800 people.
Yep, exactly. So that's why my friends always say, you're omnipresent. You're literally everywhere. I'm like Jesus at this point, but people find me and people refer me, or they'll say, hey, Amanda referred me. I don't know who Amanda is, but let's go. I'll help you,
There
girl.
you go. That is awesome. All right. So talk to us about a strategy, since you do mostly warm and you have a few things going on. What strategy with your clients do you not do anymore? Like, this is ROI's crap. Don't bother.
Oh my gosh. a freaking putting a press release on a newswire. Like sometimes I have to do that because I do have biotech clients and they kind of require that. Their shareholders want to see that it's been on a wire and been on AP and all these things. And it's that quick gratification. But a wire costs $3,000. And yes, you're going to get 400 to 500 backlinks for it, but no one's ever going to see that. So I would much rather someone pay me $3,000 and I do outreach and we get them 10 to 12 really solid, organic, long form content articles and get them on a couple of podcasts, maybe get them a speaking engagement. That is going to move the needle more so than a flash in the pan press release that no one's ever going to see. I hate that there are publicists out there that just live and die by a press release. Most of the time you don't need it. And I refuse to do it for clients. A lot of times when they say, I think I need a press release, I say, absolutely, you do not. Like, we can figure this out another way.
I don't even know if I've ever seen a press release. I'm involved. I don't know if I've ever. So when a press release, what is it? What do they put it in newspaper? They put it online. Like
so yeah, like a press release is that thing where it has like the headline and it says like Raleigh, North Carolina, January 31st, whatever, and it's like today Melinda Jackson announces, and then it has a quote, and then it's got all this stuff. It's so formal, and you do not need it anymore. Writers do not want it. When people think public relations, they think equals press release. You do not need it anymore. It's 2026. You can send someone an email and get just as much coverage, if not more, that has 4 sentences that says, hey, I'm Melinda. This is what I'm doing. I would love to chat with you about it. Done. Do
you do a lot of emails?
That's 90% of, I don't know why I'm saying 90. It's 100% of what I do. I tell people I just send emails all day. Nice. That's what I do.
But I mean, it's got to be, the wording's got to be perfect because so many people now are just using AI to write their emails and it's not landing with anybody.
I know. And like there is a time and a place for AI and I do use it a lot, but I will fuss at my ChatGPT all day long. But I also will build my own GPTs that has all of my knowledge in it and everything that I want in it. And I'll build it specifically for the client. So then I'll go through, say I'm doing podcast pitching and I'm just stumped on one. I'll put it into ChatGPT for that client and I'll just ask, is this a good fit? And if so, would these topics work to pitch to them? Mm-hmm. And it'll say yes or no. And sometimes they're like, look, that is such a stretch. Don't even try. That's when I use it, but I don't use it just to write every single thing that I do because people can tell. Yeah. And also you're going to lose a lot of the nuance in it.
So all right. So now that you talked about your business and you talked about the emailing, how do you get the branding from that company to know what you're putting in those emails before you even give it to ChatGPT for ideas?
Yeah. So when I'm onboarding a client, we will always have a call just like this where we just chat and we talk crap to each other and just try to figure out what are some nuggets that I can pull out of them because people are so close to their brand that they shoot themselves in the foot a lot. And I'm sure you understand this, where they'll say, okay, this is my target audience and this is what they want. And this is what they're doing. And half the time they don't even have their target audience down pat and they don't understand them. I know, especially a lot of the female founders that I work with, they're like, no one's going to care. No one's going to care about this. Yes, they will care about it. Are you a military spouse? Are you a working mother? Those are the stories that people want to see. Are you a person of color? People want to talk to you. So I try to dig out those things where they just think no one's going to care. And that's what we run with. And a lot of times that's what we see works the best.
Do you have like a formal handout you do, or you like everything else, you just kind of jump in there and wing it?
Yeah. So I do have a handout that I'll do when I'm doing presentations, but otherwise I'm such a wing it person. I do a lot of stuff intuitively. And I know this sounds crazy, but I've been in PR for 16 years. I can clock it. But I do have a handout. And one of the questions on there is if your company were to die today, what would the obituary say? And that I stole that from an agency I worked at, but that really helps you figure out, am I actually doing what I think I'm doing? And most of the time it's no. And does my messaging reflect what I want to be? If you want to be known for like wonderful customer service and like warm, just cozy feelings from your clients, you have to make sure all of your branding matches that and all of your messaging does too.
How do you know when to push back and when to just let it ride and that's their brand?
I think you can tell pretty quickly if somebody just is so adamant on not changing things. And I've had to do that before. And I've definitely had some clients where I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to show them. And literally I have that. I have that later. I have a call with a client later. We've been working together for a month. It's not working. The messaging they want is not working. The target media they want is not working. And so, look, I try in the first month and then we get on a call and I'm like, okay, we got to figure this out. Either you let me run with this or we're just not going to work together anymore. No harm, no foul. But I can't keep, pushing up against a brick wall. Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. What they probably need is a press release. That'd be
yeah, absolutely. That will fix it.
That'll fix everything. All right, cool. Yep. So from all the different places you've worked and all the different experiences, what is the best marketing advice you've received?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I know the worst, but
let's do the worst then. Let's do worst then best.
Well, okay. It's not even marketing. It's just I was told by a mentor who I paid thousands of dollars to that I should probably just get a job. I was also told by another agency when I was leaving and I was going to quit and start my own company. They said, no one's ever going to want to work with you. And I've consistently had more clients than they do. So that's really fun for me. Best advice. That's really hard because I think I've just gotten so much bad advice along the way that I've just figured out what actually works. And I think the best advice I could give and I've kind of been shown is you have to be light on your feet. If something's not working, you have to pivot quickly or else you're just going to end up down this road and it's going to be hard to get out of. And you're going to waste a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of sleep over it. So yeah, just being able to pivot if something's not working. Also don't just try to go viral. Just like everybody just wants to go viral and that's ridiculous. It'll go viral if it needs to, but there's a lot of easier ways to get your message out there than just hoping and praying that somebody's going to see it on TikTok. Yeah.
So what metrics are you using though? Because if it's not going viral, which I agree with you, and open rates is always the cliche one. What open rates are you, or what metrics are you using to show if it's successful or not?
Yeah. So for me, it's obviously analytics for, a website, a podcast, that kind of thing. And just how many pickups we get for a client. So how many mentions, when we do get the mentions, what are the analytics for that outlet? And then also, I have to tell clients sometimes for me, it is open rates. I will track my open rates for my pitches. And if something's getting 30 to 40% open rates, I'm like, look, people's eyes are on it. And here's what I know. They're flagging it. They're clicking on it. I can see that they're clicking on it. They're just going to flag it and they're going to come back to us in 6 months. And that happens all the time. That's why PR is truly like a long-term investment because I can send things in the first month and the journalist doesn't respond until the third month and they want to get an interview. And if I'm not working with that person anymore, I can't facilitate it.
That's some good advice. All right. So we're going to move into confidence. And then after confidence, we're going to let you do the outro where you talk about your business and how to get a hold of you. So let's talk to the people who also want to start their business and they're that same doubt in your head that you were given when you were trying to step out. What things would you tell them to help them build the confidence they need to take the step for themselves?
The best thing I can tell you is no one actually knows what they're doing. So just remind yourself of that. At the end of the day, we're all just doing the best we can. Nobody knows what they're doing. So calm down. The things I always tell people is, especially if you're in a position like me where you had a job and you wanted to go out on your own, try to find some freelance clients first. That's what I did. And I was able to find 2 freelance clients that covered my rent. And that made me secure enough that I knew no matter what, I could get my rent paid. So then I made a deal with the agency that I worked at that I could freelance for them and I would not come in the office and I would only do 1 call a week with them until they found a replacement for me. And then mentally, it was really just until I could replace that money. So it only took me 2 months freelancing for them and I was able to replace my full salary with them and then was able to actually double it by the end of the year. So yeah, just network as much as possible. Remind yourself, nobody knows what they're doing. We're all struggling. We're all just doing the best we can. try to find a few clients that give you that confidence to go out on your own. And then you just have to keep hustling. And you will have good years and bad years. You will have good weeks and bad weeks. I had a mentor tell me that, in their business, they had 2 down years, and then the next year they made more money than they ever had made. And that gave me a lot of confidence because the economy sucks right now. And we're all struggling. So just know it will get better, but you just have to keep that forward movement going, and find a group of friends that are also entrepreneurs that you can just vent to and chat with.
You like Facebook groups, or it doesn't matter, like in your community, anywhere else, or on a
anything.
podcast?
Yeah, there you go. Listen to podcasts, find those books.
Yeah.
But also, when you're listening to them, don't beat yourself up over hearing all these things and thinking you have to check every single box. There's still so many things 7 years in that I don't do. And I'm like, whatever, things are working fine. I have a great group of women that I chat with. I started my own community because I was just alone. Do that if you need. Find a mentor. If joining a mastermind feels good for you, do that. I have joined 2 of them and I hated them and I spent too much money on it. They're not for me. If you want to invest in a coach, do that. Coaches are not for me, but that's okay.
That is wonderful. So the moral of the story here today, just go out and do it. Just go out and hustle and do it, and you will find your way. Set your one goal and just do the things that you need to do to fit that one goal, and just do whatever you have to do.
Exactly.
Is that kind of a moral? Awesome.
Yeah. And I realize people are probably listening and they're just like, oh my God, she is unhinged. She is all over the place. Yes. And it's okay. And it works, but I'm in PR and I have to be, I have to just be going all the time because that's how the media works. And it's working out so far.
That's awesome. All right. So we're going to have you do the outro, talk about your business and where people can get a hold of you.
Okay. I'm all over the internet, Melinda Jackson PR, melindajacksonpr.com. I also have a podcast called Unhinged Founder where I chat with female founders and we just complain a lot. So if that's the energy you want to bring into your life, feel free. But yeah, find me online. I offer obviously traditional PR, podcast booking, podcast pitching, VIP days for those who maybe don't have the budget for a retainer, and we just hop on Zoom all day, and I help you figure out all of your branding, your messaging, your talking points, and I write pitches with you, so then you can just run with it and pitch yourself. So melindajacksonpr.com, at Melinda Jackson. I'm all over the place.
I did see those VIP days. Those are pretty cool. That was pretty creative of you. So like at the very least, you should go, if you're having issues, do a VIP day and hang out with Melinda for the day.
Yeah, I think they're really great for people who, like I said, don't have that traditional PR budget or maybe just don't need it yet and can DIY some things themselves. So I really sit down all day and I teach people everything that they need. And we go from there. And that just reminds me, I have to email someone back that did a VIP day with me because they now want to be my client. So that's also a thing that happens. So they realize that they can't do it themselves and they want me to do it. So
that is awesome. All right. We appreciate your help and your guidance today. Be sure you go to the website, check her out, listen to a couple of the podcasts as well. We thank you and appreciate all the time you spent with us.